Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Comp 1 students. So I'm going to work you through how we are going to use Brightspace for our Comp 1 class this semester. Please ignore the fact that it says training. I am in my sandbox for this, but it's the same class as your Comp 1 class. Now, when you click on your class from the main Brightspace page, it will always take you to the course homepage, which is this. Course Home is going to have a lot of information on it for you to look at and use to your advantage, and please do that. One thing I do want to make note of is we do not pay attention to or rely on work to do to tell us what work we need to do for the week in our class. Various reasons, I don't trust it, you shouldn't either, especially in this class. What you will rely on, though, to tell you what work is due is your announcements. Every week there will be a weekly announcement posted about the work that is due. And to be able to view the larger picture, just click on week 1 for the announcement and it will take you to it. And you will go in and you will see the modules that we are doing, the sub-modules, which will be located in those modules, lectures and handouts that will be in there, discussions that are also going to be due, as well as assignments and quizzes that are due that week. So go in, look at that before you do your work, and then from there you can go down and access your work. You will always access your work through content. The class is set up in, I refer to them as modules, so you will look at each module and you will go into the module and do each one that you need to do. When there is work due in a module and it is an assignment or a quiz, it will show up for you. There are going to be certain things that you will do or may be asked to do that are not linked specifically to Brightspace, but for myself. So things that have this little icon are Google Forms that I have made, and I want you to go in and answer them. You always need to use your A&C email, but you'll use content to do that. I want to make note that you need to be reading the modules, as well as any submodule information that each module has, because there are instructions potentially on those as well. Keep that in mind. I do also want to take note for you that each module at the end of it shows you what is due for that module for what week. So week 1, here's everything for that module that's due. If you click on the beginning, you can go down at the bottom and see, oh, week 1, there's still work on this module. Click on Turn in the Basics. This has week 2, there's this work. Click on the Eulogy, week 3, week 4. Do not assume that we are doing one a week or that only certain modules will be done each week. Occasionally, if you look at this one, week 6 for the Eulogy and the Ag Critique run in together. So keep that in mind. That is there. It is also listed under Handy Dandy Classroom Information in my Handy Dandy little, there will be a list here. You're also given it in an email. So just keep in mind that it is all there for you to look at and to use to your advantage. There's always going to be handouts. And if there's a handout in something that is not content related, it'll be in the handouts folder just to keep it away from the videos. And then in the lectures and everything will have all the work in each little subfolder. So there will be any handouts, and it might have instructions like download me. So you will need to download this one, and you can do it by clicking right here, and you'll hit download. Downloaded that assignment. And then there is an assignment to do here. And then you will go in and you'll click go to assignment, and it will open in a new window. And it says this assignment will be submitted to Turnitin, which that is what it's going to do. And then you have instructions. The instructions will tell you whether it's a credit or no credit grade, or if it's a graded grade. And this is information that is in your first day handout, but I've also have it in the instructions for you. It shows you the start date and the due date for it. And then you will go down and you will submit your work. Don't leave comments unless you're strictly told to in the instructions. Just keep that in mind. I hit cancel. We don't need that right now. So you'll have that. Sometimes you will see other things. This is linking to an outside source where you can see it. It's your first day handout. You will also have lectures. They're given to you in video format. Because Brightspace has everything embedded, you don't have to go anywhere to watch it. You can just watch it on Brightspace itself. And that means if you have the app, which I highly recommend getting, you can watch your lecture from the app. Always access your work and everything through content. I will make note that you don't have to click content here in your little bar. You can go all the way to the bottom of the class and you can view the content down here as well. But for some people, scrolling down, not as easy as just clicking when you're right there. You can also look at specific things in this class. So maybe you're one of those people who wants to see all the assignments you have in this class and when they're due. I know I like to write down due dates for myself, and you may like to write down due dates as well. To be able to do that, go to the course tools and click assignments. From there, it will show you every assignment that we are doing that is an uploadable assignment in this class, the day that it opens, and the due date. Keep in mind that due date means it is due that day. The assignments will not close until a week after the due date. So this one's due the 13th. It will close on the 20th. But that means if it's a no credit assignment, even if you turn it in late, you won't receive credit for it. You do have a week from the due date to turn assignments in. You have to email me if you turn it in late. And you may or may not receive credit depending on the type of work it is. That is all in the instructions. But you can go in and write that down. Not only do we have assignments, though, we will have some quizzes and discussions. You can go in and look at discussions as well. You won't be able to see the content of the discussions, much like you can't see the content of the assignments, but you can see when everything opens and closes. Discussions are open for 9 days. They open the week work is due. All work opens on Sunday and it closes on the following Monday. They are not allowed late because discussions engage in the class and it counts as class engagement, and that shows me you're doing your work, so you need to be doing them the week they're due. But you can go in and look and say, oh, this one opens the 29th, it closes the 6th, 29th, 6th, 29th, 6th, 29th, 6th. This one's the 5th and 13th, 5th and 13th. And you will be able to view after they close. You just won't be able to access and leave any other comments on that. So do keep that in mind. You can also view when quizzes are open and when they close, and the amount of attempts you get per quiz. Now, I do want to note that all of your quizzes in this course are going to be unlimited attempts for the duration that they're open. They're, again, only open for that week. And they close at 11:59 p.m. always, but you have unlimited attempts to do them. This is because I want you to know the information from the lectures that we are doing. And those lectures are specifically there to give you the information you need to be able to successfully do the class. So, unlimited amounts, you can make 100 on every single one, and you're good to go. We do not use surveys in this class, just want to make that, or checklists. It's just easier. For this class, I tend to not use checklists. It's just easier on me and on you, and they aren't counted as a grade anyway. But we do use groups. Now, this looks a little weird on my end because as this test student, I'm in everything. But for you, when you go to groups, you'll see my groups, and it will show you the group, the overall group name, and then the group number that you're in. Now, there's nobody in this, so I can't show you member names, but you'll be able to click and see all your members, and you'll be able to see things like the assignments and the discussions that you have to do for the groups. Now, this one is obviously linked to them. So group 1, we'll say that's the group we're in. We have 8 discussions that we're going to have to do and make this a tad bit larger. So we have the ad critique, the beginning, the eulogy, the proposal, and turning the basics. All these are discussions that I will do with only my group members. So when you go to do a discussion assignment, you will only be able to see your group members' posts and only be able to reply to your group members. The only one that does not apply to is the final exam, but that's just because there's no point in doing it. It's not a group assignment. It's individual, and I just want to see what you guys say. And discussions are easier to grade, and you don't have to worry about submitting. You just go in and make a post for that. But you will be in groups for this. It says groups. I call them the cohort, so you're all together. You'll be with the same people throughout because I want you to get to know these people, and I'm going to have you with people who are probably from different backgrounds than you, as well as different degrees and ideologies, because you can offer each other different stances on things. Now, maybe you want to go email your group, or you want to email somebody specifically from your group. You can click on class list and see everybody in your class. Obviously, there's not a lot of people in here right now. But when you look at the class list, you can view it by user, which is everybody in the class, or by groups. And that will show you specifically your groups, and you hit apply, and it will show you your groups. So group 1, here we are. I'm going to email everybody. I can't do it on this because I haven't done things apparently. But you can do it that way. And then you can go in and do other work. Sorry, guys. Generally, you just want to view your groups by the user, though. You can go in and see who is who and email them if you need to. And then last 2 that I want to talk about. First, I want to talk about class progress. I do want to make note to you that I can see everything you do in this course. And you may be going, that sounds like a weird threat, Miss Cravens. It's not a threat. It's just a reminder that if you are only spending 2 seconds on something and not doing well in the class, it's because you're not spending time on it. And you can see your own class progress, and I can see yours as well. But you can go in and look specifically at grades. If you have grades, you can go in and look at content and how much time you spent on each thing. And it says total visits. This is the time spent total, and it will show me for each content item you've spent on how much time, how many posts you've authored in discussions, how many assignments you've completed, what may be awaiting grades. You can go in and look at quizzes, what you've done, what may be awaiting a grade, checklists if they're there, which we don't have them, same for surveys. And then it will show me the course access, which is the last day you visited the course and how long you spent. Same thing for system access history. So if you haven't been on Brightspace at all, Brightspace knows. So please just keep in mind that I can see everything you're doing, and I may wind up emailing you being like, look, you've only spent 10 minutes in the class and we're 3 weeks in. You need to spend more time in the course or you're not going to survive. That's the kind of thing. Do keep in mind that ADHE, the Arkansas Department of Higher Ed, recommends that not only for the 3 credit hours that you're going to be spending 3 hours a week doing the work, that you tend to assign 6 hours outside of that as well to your class work. So generally 9 hours a week is what you're supposed to be spending in a class doing work. Now, you may not spend it specifically in the class the entire time, but if you've only got an hour and you've been 3 weeks into a class, that may become a problem, especially if your grade reflects it. So just keep those things in mind, guys. And last but not least are the grades that you can view. So you can view all the grades that exist for the semester in the class. Oh, scrolly. And what they are in the class. The bottom shows bonus grades. That means that those are bonus points solely. And if you do those, you get bonus, and it goes on your grade. If you don't do them, you get nothing, and it doesn't hurt your grade. So just keep that in mind. But this shows you the grade that you will receive. Keep in mind that the weights of the grades are going to be different, and that is located in the Cravens, the welcome corner here. It has handy dandy classroom information, work breakdown, grade item breakdown. That explains that to you there. Guys, this is going to be a great semester. I know Brightspace may be new to some of you, and you may be a little worried about it, but it is going to be amazing, I promise. And we'll have a great time. Have a great day. Bye.